الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف خلق الله سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. مشاهدي ومشاهدات قناة المعرفة التعليمية، سرنا أن نلتقيكم مجددا في سلسلة حلقات القناة للبرامج التعليمية لطلاب الشهادة الثانوية في مادة اللغة الإنجليزية، مواصلة لما سبق من دروس. نصل اليوم إلى الوحدة الثانية من سلسلة Spine Course Book 6 for the secondary school certificate. And now welcome to our lesson. And as I ask you before, my dear pupils, when you attend our lessons, please get your course book with you and a notebook with a pen or pencil in order to follow our lessons step by step, activity by activity, to answer the questions that you need to reinforce and consolidate what you have learned so far. Now welcome to our lesson, which is chapter 2, young people today. As we know that young people like to dream about their future and enjoy their present. But the future dreams and present joys involve so many problems. As we can see now, we invite you to watch in our reading lesson, which is on page 17. Page 17 of your book is Spine Course Book 6, which is job hunting, right? Job hunting, to hunt a job, which means to look for or to search in order to get it or find it. But before we read our passage for today, we have to see some new words, right, for you to try to imitate or repeat them after I say them in order to master their pronunciation and you get their meaning. These words are all printed on your course book in the passage. Just you can copy the definitions of meaning of words. Right? Involve. Right? Now you can repeat after me. Right? Which is a verb. What does it mean? To include. Right? To include. The next, job hunting. Which is, as I told you, looking for a job or searching a job. Enroll, which is a verb, right? Is to make somebody a member of a school, for example, or to register or to make somebody a member of a school. A word means to give or grant. Attach. Yeah, to attach is to link or join. Yeah, recommend is to say something, right, about something or somebody that is good and useful, or to suggest. Yeah, anxious, adjective here, anxious, which is worried or troubled. Colleague, as we are some teachers in the same school or in the same office in our school, we are colleagues, right? Or fellow or mate. Okay. Polite. 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 Polite, that means to behave in a good way, or nice or well behaved. Relaxed. Relaxed. Right? Which is easy and comfortable. Relaxed means easy and comfortable. Yeah, sound. That sounds great, right? That seems great. Yeah, nervous. Nervous. Nervous, which is, right, irritated or anxious. Grab. Grab. Grab, right? To grab something, that to catch or hold something, right, suddenly and roughly. Or we find it here, take or hold of, or to catch. Yeah, unemployed. Unemployed. Unemployed, which is an adjective, means jobless. Yes, unemployed people, those people who don't have jobs, right? Respectably. Respectably. Respectably, which is an adverb with respect. With respect. Calmly, right? Calmly, it's also an adverb, means quietly. To attend, that to be present, right? Or join or be present. Okay, why was it difficult for Rachel to find a job? Look at this question. Now open your book, page 17, chapter 2, right? Job hunting, to find an answer for this question. Right? Also, you have already studied this lesson at school, right? But we are revising it to go. Okay, this is the passage about Rachel here. Rachel Peter spent 6 months looking for a job. After she passed the Sudan school certificate, wherever she applied for work, she was told that unless she had skills in computing, it would be difficult to find a job. In spite of difficulties, Rachel did not give up. Finally, she decided to enroll in the Spine Computer College in Khartoum. After 1 year there, she was awarded a diploma in computer management. Right, this paragraph about Chanel, Rachel here. Immediately after that, Rachel applied for a job advertised in one of the local newspapers. This time, Rachel attached her school certificate, the computer diploma, and 2 recommendations from people who knew her. A week later, she was invited to go for an interview, right? A recommendation is what? To say something good about somebody, right? To attach that to join or things. How many people were there in the interview? Also, you read the paragraph. Rachel was the 3rd on the list of 10 applicants, right? An applicant is a person who applies for a job, right? Is a person who writes an application, right? An application also is a formal, right? A formal request asking for a job in a written form. Applicants who had come for the interview She waited anxiously for her turn to come. The bell rang, and the secretary told Rachel to go in. She was told to sit down at the end of a long table. On each side sat two members of the board, and the chairperson sat the head of the table opposite her. Are you Rachel Peter? The chairperson asked. Yes, sir, I am. You told us you are interested in working in our computer section. Yes, that's right, said Rachel. I have just completed a 1-year course in computers, and I am very interested in working with you. Good, said Mr. Alpayo, the chairperson, smiling. My colleagues here have some questions to ask you. Thank you, Mr. Alpayo, said Mr. John. Rachel, can you type? Said Mr. John. Yes, sir. I can do 50 words per minute, Rachel replied. I can see that your spoken English is very good. What about your written English? Asked Mr. Ibrahim. Yeah, another member, right, of the committee asked her the question here about typing, right, about also written English. Okay. Okay, right. Now we move to the other part. Okay. At school, I always got A or B for my essays. Also, I also teach English composition to some of my neighbors, so I learned while correcting their mistakes. Rachel replied the question about English language writing. Yeah, can you tell us what you have learned in your computer studies? Mr. John continued asking her. Rachel took deep breaths like this, okay, and began to explain how long it had taken her what she had learned. Rachel spoke politely and in a relaxed way. She looked around and saw all of the members of the committee were listening carefully to what she was saying. Okay, how long had Rachel's interview lasted? Yeah, at last, Mr. Alpayo thanked Rachel. The interview is over. You'll be hearing from us soon. Rachel thanked him and left the room. When she looked at her watch, it was 1:30. The interview had lasted about an hour. And after that, Rachel hurried home. She found the family anxiously waiting for her. They asked her to tell them how the interview had gone. As she told them over lunch the details about the office and the interview. When she had finished, right, her mother said, "It sounds as though you did well. I hope you will hear good news soon." Right. What was the result of the interview? 2 weeks passed without any news about the result. Soon after that, her father brought her a letter. Rachel was so nervous that she could not open the letter. Her mother had to open it for her. She read it quickly and then she shouted, "Rachel, they have offered you the job." Rachel grabbed the letter and read it herself. "Oh, I'm so happy," she said. Yeah, all the family and the neighbors came to congratulate Rachel. She found her new job very exciting, but she was sorry for many of her friends who were still unemployed. However, Rachel always advised those friends to do some training in computing and typing and to learn English and French. Right. From the story, answer the following questions here. Why was Rachel not employed immediately after she left secondary school? You have some options. Right? Which one of these is the correct answer? A, she had a very weak certificate. B, she had no computer skills. C, she had not applied for any jobs. D, she had not found the right job. Which of these is the correct answer? Have you tried it? Try and check it. Yeah, why was Rachel not employed immediately after she left secondary school? Because she had no computer skills. Okay, the first interviewer to ask Rachel questions was right. The first interviewer an interviewer is someone who interviews others, right? And the person who is being interviewed is an interviewee, right? The first interviewer to ask Rachel questions was A, Mr. John, B, the secretary, C, Mr. Alpayo, D, Mr. Ibrahim. Which one? You remember? Try to answer it on your book first and then come and check here. Mr. Alpayo, right? The chairperson. Instead of saying Rachel was so nervous, right? The writer could have said, so nervous, so worried, right? So hungry, so tired, right? So ashamed. Instead of saying so nervous, right? The writer of this story or passage could have said what? Right? So worried. Yeah. How many applicants attended the interview? How many? Let's see the options. A, 11. Are they 11? Are they 3? Are they 5? Are they 10? How many are the applicants to attend the interview? Those are 10 applicants, right? At what time did Rachel leave the interview? At what time of a day? Is it at 11:55 or at 1:30 or 9:30 or at 1 o'clock? At what time, right, did she leave the interview? At 1:30. Yeah, which words, right, best describe how Rachel answered the interview questions? Which words best describe how Rachel answered the interview questions? Right? Proudly and loudly, rudely and dishonestly, respectably and calmly, or slowly and shyly. Which words best describe how Rachel answered the interview questions? Choose the answer of one of these. Respectably and calmly. Yeah, another title for this story could be Rachel and the Committee, is it? Or how computer skills help in finding a job? Or the problems facing the young people in general, or how a computer works? What do you recommend to be a title or another title for this story, one of these? Is it Rachel and the Committee, or how computer skills help in finding a job, or the problems facing the young people in general, or how a computer works? Yeah, you have your choice. Now check it. How computer skills help in finding a job. Okay, that's here. Right, that's we have finished here our lesson for today. But before we move to something else, I would like you, every now when you come to attend our English language lesson, please prepare your English course book in front of you and your notebook with a pen or a pencil, right, to write. And this lesson is in your course book, page 17, 18, and 19, right, chapter 2. Please go back to your book again and read this passage carefully again and again, and try to answer all the questions that follow the lesson, and not to forget to keep the new words that we have presented just now here, to write them, right, spelling their meaning, and to keep their spelling by heart, because you need to recall them back sometime in the near future. When you read something new, you find the same vocabulary, the same words that you have written, that you have read before, but you have kept them by heart, kept their spelling. You need to rewrite them again correctly and accurately. And I do thank you very much, my dear students, for watching me, and I hope that you are enjoying our lessons. Please not to forget to thank my dear colleagues, right, at schools who have been exerting great efforts helping you right, with your lessons and marking your notebooks and giving you exams and worksheets, right? Really, they're doing great with you to get high marks at Sudan certificate examination. Really, thanks are due to the parents also as well, who are giving support and help to their children by preparing them their time to study well. I hope you every success, dear students, and thank you and goodbye. See you next time. Thank you very much.